In this video, we are ranking every single track in Mario Kart World.
We're only the correct ranking. Only us. We're right. No one else is right. This is the official one. There's no debate after we're done with this video. I have 60 hours in this game. For the record, how many hours do you have?
I got 90 hours, bro. I got you beat by 30.
Dang.
And listen,
dang.
I've also played this a lot on other profiles too. So I mean,
I'm the fraud then. I'm the fraud. You ready to rate these tracks?
let's do it.
I'm gonna put a baseline right now. I think all these tracks are a bit worse than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on average, but this is where we're gonna go through this and find out
Wait,
why.
so hold up. Are we ranking the intermissions? Are we ranking the different, combinations that we have from one track to the next? Or are we just ranking the track itself as the vanilla track without any of the intermissions or combinations?
Bro, vanilla Rosa Halib, just like straight up vanilla 3
Okay, I got you. I got you. All right.
Okay, so Mario Bros Circuit. What do we think of this track? I'll start off the bat. This track's ass. I won't lie. I think as the main baseline track, a lot of times I guess I don't know, Mario Kart always gives the most basic track out there for their first track, but I don't know. This one just it looks plain. It's nothing really unique. It doesn't showcase the abilities that well. You got all these new abilities in Mario Kart World, and this is the introduction to it. Maybe I'm wrong. But what do you think?
I mean, I agree. It's definitely underwhelming compared to at least the rest of the tracks in the Mushroom Cup. I'm not really a big fan of the canyon desert aesthetic for a Mario Bros circuit.
Yeah,
but it's nice to see them, stray away from the typical pipe, themed tracks with the different colored blocks that you get in all Mario circuit courses. I mean, if you're comparing this to Mario Circuit Wii, Mario Circuit DS, Mario Circuit on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah, this one's definitely very underwhelming. Why is this a track? That's what I'd give it. Why is it a track?
I agree. No, here's the thing. I agree with this. But Mario Kart World, right? Nintendo Switch 2, all this technology, and then they made a one color brown scale track that just has a couple turns. I mean, it's I don't know. People say intermission tracks are boring. When I think of intermission tracks, I kind of also think of this track. It's a forgettable track.
It is. I mean,
right?
it's memorable in the sense that you'll remember it because I guess it's the first track you play in the game, but it's not a track that I would see online and be like, oh, I want to play this track. Maybe if you're good at the couple routes that you could get shortcuts on, maybe you're good at it and that's why you like to play it, but visually it's not one of the best looking tracks in my opinion, and also it's not a bad track in the sense that you're just driving straight lines, but it also, like you said, doesn't really showcase much of the Mario Kart World abilities. You have one section where you could do a wall riding, and then you have the rail grinds on
and that wall ride makes you slower too, if you notice.
Yeah, most people just
one section where you jump in the wall, it's you just no point in doing it because that's how you lose the game if you do that.
Yeah, most people just tend to glide off to the other side and then take the pipe rail, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so I think why is this a track? F tier is a good place for this. We're already pissing off people, bro.
Oh yeah.
Okay, do you remember Crown City?
Yeah, bro, I remember all these tracks, bro.
Crown City. I say, do you remember Crown City because I feel like this is another generic track. However, there's 3 versions of this track. Have you seen all 3? It's kind of weird. You get the version you see in the Mushroom Cup, another version I think you see in Star Cup, and then a combined version. I think the combined version is fire, but any other of those versions, it's just kind of I don't know. It's kind of it reminds me of Toad's Turnpike.
Oh, I see what you're saying. In the Shell Cup, you see a different version. Oh, I see what you're saying. Then you see the same thing in what else? It was just 2 cups.
I think, it's Mushroom Cup and I think Shell Cup.
Mushroom
or Star.
Cup.
I forget which other cup, but there's 2 different versions. Then there's a combined version. If you play this track solely on versus mode, they combine both the versions into one. It's one straight track, no laps. I mean, there's 3 laps, but you know what I mean.
I actually really like Crown City. I like the one in the Mushroom Cup specifically because I think that one is split up in. It has different segments, and each segment is very refreshing and unique. And I think it really does showcase this vibe that you're really driving in a giant city like New York or Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? With all the traffic.
New York. My bad.
And it's not just highways you would think.
Yeah.
It's I mean, if you're playing it on the Mushroom Cup with the intermission, then yeah. But I think Crown City is a very fun track if you ask me.
You know what? Yeah. I think it's fire. What do you put in fire? You put fire.
I would say fire. Yeah.
Okay, man, I'm putting in fire. I agree. Okay, now this one, Whistle Top Summit. I think it's not as bad as Mario Bros. Circuit, but it's like where did they get this track from?
It's a glorified calamari desert, brother.
Yeah, I don't know where they spawned in this track. It has some cool rail grinding segments. I'm not gonna like those segments. Have you noticed like towards the beginning and the end?
Oh, there's a lot.
Really
There's so much you could do in this track.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. There's one really cool shortcut. I'll give it that. I remember there's a couple shortcuts that are insanely cool, but like the aesthetic of it, it's nothing. It's nothing like that wows you for this next gen Mario Kart. That I'm so like, oh, I'm dying to race on this track. I get it. And when I get this track online, I'm just like, okay, I'm just get through it, whatever, etc. But it's not something I'm like dying to play.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree in a sense. It's definitely a very hard track to like get really good at and to like learn all the tech and whatnot on it. It's a track that I personally never even attempted to play and get good at because there's just so much happening that it is overwhelming. But at the same time, I'm also a fan of Calamari Desert. I think it's the nostalgia that's speaking. I played Calamari Desert obviously on Mario Kart 64 for the first time back when I was a wee little lad, and then seeing that come over to Mario Kart 7 and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as the booster course. You know, Whistle Stop Summit is just kind of it's very similar, but less desert, more train. The vibe that you're in a desert area, like a canyony desert area. So I mean, I wouldn't rank it horribly low, but I wouldn't also give it a golden status. So I'd probably rank it like
because this reminds me of the 1920s Great Depression. It's I.
Oh, 1920s Great Depression. That's a vibe. That's a humble vibe, bro.
I don't know if it's accurate. Okay, DK Spaceport.
DK Spaceport is.
This is goated.
I agree with you. It's goated. I mean, I
think it's an S.
This is definitely a classic of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. The whole track is essentially a Mario vs. Donkey Kong vibe. If you just take a look at just, there's a lot of tech also, like in the sense that you could wall drive, you could rail grind as well on this. Just going up to the spaceport itself and then meeting Mecha DK. And then also, if you take a look at just the attention to detail on the rocket, you know, you'll notice a lot of very cool Nintendo-esque stuff put into the rocket. Like it looks like a Game & Watch. It has like the different buttons from different Nintendo consoles. You know, also, where's the concept of Mecha DK from? Is that supposed to be like
that's just random.
Just brand new concept?
I guess so, bro. I mean, DK, it's the year of DK this year, bro. DK Bonanza.
True.
I do agree, though. This track is like, it's unique. You've never seen it before. The first time I saw this, I was like, this doesn't look like a track. I thought it was just like some gimmick or game mode, but it's like, it's a really cool track where it's like, you feel like you're climbing to a summit.
Exactly.
And there's like a climax at that summit. And then Mecha DK feels like it's like a boss battle in some way. So I think this is like a track, when I get it, I'm just like, it's hype. And also like the wall jumps and wall rolls. There's some pretty high skill shortcuts you can take on this track that like gets you like it just cuts across the map, not the map, but you know what I mean.
It gives you a good chunk of lead ahead.
Good time, yeah.
Yeah, and I also think that
reward.
I think also when you're practicing like doing like wall driving and rail hopping and whatnot, this is a very easy track to practice it on. So like when you're first playing it and you're able to get it, you do feel good. Like at first when I was getting those, I felt like a professional. I felt like Tony Hawk, bro. Like doing some moves and stuff. But also the whole track is very arcade like in the sense that you know, you have just the way the aesthetics of the roads are. It really does feel like an old school Mario vs. Donkey Kong brought into 3D kart format. So yeah, this is definitely a golden track.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, next we have Desert Hills from Mario Kart DS. I think they ruined this track. My personal opinion. I think they just made it into like a very normal desert track. Maybe like I played Mario Kart DS to death, and this is one of my favorite tracks in Mario Kart DS. When I first played it, I didn't recognize that it was Mario Kart DS, but it's because that it's like you play it backwards almost. They remixed it, and I think they remixed it a bit too much to the point where like it's just a weird track to play on. That's just all it is. It's just a weird track. I wouldn't rate it high. It's not a horrible track, but it's like it's a fall from grace of what it was.
Desert Hill, in my opinion, is not like up there as a track for me. Definitely the most underwhelming track in the Flower Cup, if you were to ask me. I mean, I honestly would never choose to play this track if I was playing it online and it was presented to me as an option. I mean, maybe over Mario World Circuit, sure, but yeah, I mean, this track, they could have given us something else, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I feel like that for a lot of these tracks where it's like you had so many options and you went back to this. It's just like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we could have gotten something else, and we'll see later on. Like, I don't know, Koopa, what is this? Koopa Troopa Beach. Koopa Beach. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Maybe I'm an idiot. Yeah, Koopa Troopa Beach. Yeah, that one. Like, I don't know why they put that in, but we'll get to that later. So I'd say this is like an like a C.
Yeah,
right? Would you agree? C or B? Which
yeah,
one do you think?
you got it, bro. C is, you know, I'll give it a C.
C's good. Yeah. Maybe future updates can maybe, like, I don't know, add more cool tracks, because I feel like, I'm gonna say this again, they didn't fumble with the tracks in this Mario Kart, but like they could have done better. I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had more banger tracks out the gate. This is one of my favorite tracks, Shy Guy Bazaar. I think I'm gonna say outright, I think it's an S, because they took Shy Guy Bazaar from like Mario Kart 3DS, Mario Kart 7, and they remixed it in a way where, like, bro, they just like added a crap ton of just like shortcuts you can do, and these shortcuts are like so insane, and they cut so much time. And like, bro, when you're playing online, you can see people like flying across the walls, jumping over you, jumping on your head. There's actually like one shortcut where you are grinding on the walls, on the rails the entire duration of the track. It is like the most impressive just shortcut that I always see people do, and it's like, I feel like that is like the magnum opus of what this game was trying to do with all these new mechanics. It's like, okay, all these new mechanics, this track is where you do them all, and it's super satisfying. So I'd personally put this in S. I think it's one of the GOATs, but let's hear it. What do you think?
No, I agree. I think it's an S rank. I mean, definitely after playing Mario Kart 7 recently, playing Shy Guy Bazaar on that, you could definitely feel how that is so outdated compared to, like, you know, the newly released Mario Kart World Shy Guy Bazaar. Like you said, there's a lot of shortcuts that can be done, but also just the whole Bazaar area feels like there's so much depth to it and layers that, like, you'll just be driving the track regularly, you might be in first place, but then there's people taking all kinds of different shortcuts, and somehow you're just seeing your number go down and decline without actually seeing people pass you, because people are up in the
just flying over
on the lines and the
monkeys.
Exactly.
Straight monkeys on this track, bro. On God, it's crazy.
I would say S rank for sure. Everybody loves Shy Guy Bazaar.
I agree. We got Mario Stadium, not Mario, oh my god, Wario Stadium from Mario Kart 64. I forgot this was in the game. I think the aesthetic of it within the context of Mario Kart World, like if you're going the open world and you go to this track, it's sick. It's like a gigantic stadium and all these cool things. But the track itself, I think, is good.
Yeah, this track,
I think it's
I disagree. I would say this is also an S rank track. The reason is because this has some very high level shortcuts that if you can master them, it's a very rewarding track to play. You know, it's very hard to actually like get the shortcuts down, but there's so many nice shortcuts right off the jump where, like, if you can get on the walls, get on the rails, you know, at the jump, and you know, you're able to successfully maneuver from the rails and, you know, successfully make those jumps across to the other rails, you could definitely put some lead ahead of you and your opponents. And Wario Stadium, you know, this is probably the best one, if you ask me, out of all the Wario Stadiums in the history of Mario Kart. Granted, there's not that many.
There's been a lot. No, there's been a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot, like, for sure, but like there's not like that many in the sense, you know, like, I guess they're comparable to like Mario Circuits. But yeah, if you ask me, this has always been my favorite one, this Wario Stadium.
Yeah. I think you kind of changed my mind a bit. I mean, because whenever I played this, like, you just reminded me of the shortcuts on this track, but like, it's just say you're taking it the normal route. It's just kind of like a couple turns.
Yeah, but I think that's the point. It's like when you have a track like this, like unlike Desert Hill, which I don't really know like what kind of shortcuts Desert Hill has to offer, but Wario Stadium, if you look at like the shortcuts that track has to offer, you're definitely never gonna want to take the regular route ever again. You're gonna practice those shortcuts until you get them, just in order to be able to take those shortcuts on Wario Stadium.
Yeah, I could see it. I'll say S, but I'll put lower S. How about this? Like over here.
Okay, yeah.
Below Guy Bazaar.
Whatever you want, bro.
I'll do that. So DS Airship Fortress. Okay, this one, everyone was hyped about this one. I was, including me.
Yeah.
I was hyped about this one. I feel that this is a fire track. It's an A rank, but like, okay, hear me out. You better hear me out. I'm about to go on a little rant. I think this was like one of the most hyped tracks to be brought back into any Mario Kart. Everyone loved this track in Mario Kart DS, right?
Yeah.
Were you one of them?
Oh yeah, of course.
They brought this track back and they didn't really do much with it. I mean, like, think about all these other remix tracks. Like, they completely changed Wario Stadium, Guy Bazaar. They for some reason they completely changed like the DS, that, what was that one called? DS, yeah, Desert Hills. They completely changed Desert Hills, and then when it came to Airship Fortress, they just like did nothing to it. In a way, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, yeah, they added a couple rails here and there, but like the general theme of how they changed each track is like it's so weird, right? Out of any track they should have changed, it was this one. Whenever I say change, not like make it worse or better, I think like they could have added a lot to it. They could have made it, like, remixed it in a way where it made it more interesting, because to me it just feels like I'm racing on a enhanced version of Airship Fortress on the DS, where they could have done so much more with it, like they did with Guy Bazaar. It's a very good track. I think it's A rank, but I think they missed the mark with this one a bit.
Okay.
Don't cancel me.
I actually really like Airship Fortress. It was one of my favorite tracks in Mario Kart DS, and I was really happy to see it make its way to Mario Kart 7. So when obviously it was coming to Mario Kart World, I was super ecstatic. I do agree it's very much the same as, you know, its original track compared to like other tracks in this game. But I think that's kind of what I like about it, you know. There's not really a whole lot you could do without changing the track so much so that it's no longer Airship Fortress. Obviously, if you play in this area in free roam, you'll realize like how insane everything is connecting to Airship Fortress with the other different airships, and then Bowser's Castle beneath you. Like, there's just so much happening that it's like crazy to see, like, wow, Airship Fortress is just this little piece that it occupies, and then everything else going on around you and beneath you. But I actually really like Airship Fortress, and again, it could be the nostalgia speaking, but I would definitely say Airship Fortress is a goated track. You know, I would always pick Airship Fortress online. But I would say, like, if I'm saying a thing and you're saying something, just rank it whatever you want to rank it, bro.
I mean, my criticism, I think the track is amazing. My criticism is that they didn't do much with this. So I think, like, I'll put it in, like,
Yeah, just put it.
man, if I put it in high A, we're gonna get hate. I'm saying right now.
Nah, put it in A, bro.
No, put it, bro. We're not conceding to the hate comments. I think it's a high A.
Yeah, bro, don't be scared.
Me personally.
Don't be scared.
I ain't scared of y'all.
Don't be scared of the hate.
Alright, come after me, brothers. If you got a problem with me, find where don't find where I live, but you know where to find me. Anyway, now we got DK Pass. Not to be confused, not DK Summit. And I thought it was DK Summit, but this is DK Pass,
Yeah.
the DS version. This is similar to, you know, let's hear your opinion first, because I don't know what my opinion is on this too much.
So,
I played it a lot, but
yeah.
what do you think?
So, I mean, listen, I personally am not too crazy about the DK tracks that are all based around snow environments. And honestly, playing DK Pass on Mario Kart DS and then playing it on Mario Kart 7, absolutely never was a fan of this track whatsoever. I do think it has a glow up. It's one of the best glow ups from a retro track being recreated, obviously, with, you know, Nintendo Switch 2 Mario Kart World engine and all that good jazz. However, I still feel very similar about DK Pass, you know, about this new DK Pass as I did in the past. I just think even don't get me wrong, DK Pass is a good track. It has a lot of it's a good track for shortcuts. I mean, like, if there's a lot of different shortcuts that you could take, you know, a lot of high tech stuff that you could do, especially from the jump, you know, and I think that's good and all. Like, for people who obviously want to play this game at a higher level, yeah, this is one of those tracks that you can outdo your competition in if you get to, like, knowing the roads and whatnot. But it just, for me personally, never really was a fan of this track, and I'm not good at Mario Kart World in that sense, where like I'm doing all these crazy shortcuts to enjoy playing this track. So I would say for me, it's I. It's I.
I agree with that. So I feel like there's like, when it comes to shortcuts, like skill trees or skill levels, there's like the high skill levels, and then there's like the sweaty.
Yeah.
The shortcuts in this track is like straight sweaty.
Yeah.
Like when I see people pull these shortcuts, I'm just like, I think it's just like the motor functions required to commit these shortcuts is insane. Like y'all should just play Valorant and it's go pro at that point.
Yeah, like you gotta have some.
People do. Yeah. My biggest criticism of this track is that they didn't change it much. I mean, they changed it enough, I feel, but like, here's my thing. There were so many tracks that could have placed here instead, like Mount Wario.
Yo, Mount Wario actually would have been a better pick if you ask me.
Why was that not in
Yeah,
here?
true. Because you got Wario Shipyard here too.
Where was Mount Wario?
Bro, that's actually good point.
Because
Because it would have been like that section belonged to Wario too, you know what I'm saying? With Wario Shipyard being the, you know, just right across all the way at the other side of that little area.
Facts.
Like, bro, that's a good point.
Missed opportunity, bro. I think it's track as it is, it's but like not crazy track.
Because I
But,
love
I
Mount
digress.
Wario, but maybe they just, they probably just didn't want to give Wario too many things, you know, because they already given him
Yeah, I guess
2
so.
tracks.
Now there's Starview Peak. This is the Rosanina's track.
Yeah, Comet Observatory. I mean, this track,
Yeah.
this track is fire. It's nothing like it's just fire for the fact that like when I first played this, I was just losing my mind because I was like, yo, they actually have the Comet Observatory as a track in this game. And, you know, it's very light when it comes to, I think, doing shortcuts. There's not really a whole lot of crazy shortcut strategies that you can do on this track. It's just a very fun, aesthetically pleasing track that you could cruise on, enjoy, you know, and obviously playing this. I know we're not ranking it for the fact that, like, for what it is in free roam, but I just got to say, coming to this spot in free roam mode, it's hella vibey, 100%.
I think even like the 3-lap track, it's also a vibe. Like it by itself as a track, I think playing in it aesthetically, it's amazing, one of the best tracks. But as you said, the track layout is nothing crazy. It's just a couple big turns.
Yeah.
And the shortcuts on it are like very sweaty. Like if you want to commit these shortcuts, like you're like a genius IQ level. Like I don't even know some of the shortcuts on this. I've seen some. They're wild, but I think this track is like, what it has going for it is aesthetically pleasing. Not every track needs to be crazy, but I think since this track is aesthetically pleasing, I'd put it personally at like it's fire. There's some tracks just relaxing, and this is one of these tracks where it's like, okay, I go on it because it's visually nice, and the water section is so cool. So that's where I would put it at fire. Maybe it's maybe it's B rank, maybe A rank, maybe between B and A rank.
I would say it's fire. It's a fire track visually.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fun track to play. I play a lot of casual Mario Kart with my wife, so it's interesting to see like her takes when playing like certain tracks. And let's just say every time we played Starview Peak, she's always like, "Oh, I love this track."
Now we got High Sundae. I think this track got an insane glow up. I think this is an S tier track because the amount of crazy stuff you can do on this track, like it's very like high stake, high tension track where it's like this is 24 players on the map at all times, and this track is so narrow, so much crazy stuff happens, and you see like there's so many different paths you can take. There's one path where it's just like there's nothing but death below, and the only way you can go through it is like you gotta wall jump back and forth between the walls and like try to rail grind. It's like some crazy shortcut. It's like just like what was the other track, Guy Bazaar, in which people are flying around like monkeys. Same thing here. You'll see people just like bounce off the walls in front of you, jump across Narnia, end up in the finish line, and you don't even know how they got there.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, it's like super fun to look at, super fun to play on. It got a high glow up, in my opinion. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got a good glow up.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely got a good glow up, and it's I didn't like this track really much in Mario Kart Tour nor in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but definitely really fun track to play in Mario Kart World. So I would personally rank it a fire, but yeah, go ahead, rank it whatever you want to rank it, bro.
You know, bro. Then we gotta agree on it. I think I'll put it at fire as well. because I think GOAT is like reserved for like the best of the best tracks, and it has some flaw. I think this track is a bit too short, and it's a bit too simple in terms of like layout. But like the stuff that's on that layout is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we got Wario Shipyard. This track is good. That's all I gotta say about it. Like I don't know much about. I mean, I play this a lot. Whenever I get this track, I'm just like, I play it to get through it.
Yeah, Wario Shipyard has a lot of also like crazy tech that you could do in the sense, shortcut strats, whatever. I don't know what the proper way to say it is, but I personally was not really a big. I mean, because in Mario Kart, this is a track from Mario Kart 7. In Mario Kart 7, there was a lot of
better there.
There was a lot of underwater sections, but obviously because this game doesn't have underwater sections, they've substituted that for being on the water. I don't really like that. I never really liked the driving on water in Mario Kart World, and I feel like there's just a lot of that with Wario Shipyard. There's barely any like runtime on like actually driving on solid. So
yeah,
I would honestly, it's an aesthetically pleasing track, very very fun looking track to play in, but I would say it's an alright track.
Yeah, honestly, now that I think about it, I'm just like starting to remember this track more. The water physics, they're fun, but the whole track is water, so it kind of gets annoying. Secondly, the shortcuts to do on this track is very annoying to get to.
Yeah, like you gotta be good at the game. You gotta be like shortcut level Mario Kart good to like be able to do that. Like it's like for the commoner, for the common layman, for the simpleton. Yeah. You're not gonna really spend a lot of time. I probably only learned a couple shortcuts on a few tracks here, and Wario Shipyard was not one of them. It was honestly just Bowser Castle and Great Question Block Island, or Ruins. I mean.
Yeah. I think also this track got a downgrade.
Visually, it got an upgrade, but
upgrade. But like, remember Mario Kart 7? You're reminding me, like, that Mario Kart 7, this track was different and it was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought it was an S tier track. Mario Kart 7. Yeah, I think it's I. Maybe it might be like C, but
I would say I'd say it's I.
Yeah, it's I. I don't think it's that bad, but
yeah,
I think it might be a C or even an F is Koopa Troopa
I agree. Beach. I was literally gonna say
why the hell why is this
we got 5 laps of going in circles, bro. Like I get it, it's a
cheap gameplay.
They should have made Koopa Troopa Beach is just like one of those intermission tracks that or like one of like
an Easter egg, like
one of those Easter egg tracks, exactly. Right? That's what I meant to say. One of those Easter egg tracks. They did that for one of the original Koopa Troopa beaches. In that area, you'll actually see like there's like an Easter egg Koopa Troopa beach track. But yeah, this track, why is it even a track? You know, that's what my question is. Whenever I used to play this game like that, I was like, why is this even a track, bro?
Yeah, there's like there's the board, and I think what's called Bonsai Boardwalk. That's like I'm saying like the tracks. There are challenge tracks, like the Easter egg tracks that are more complicated.
Yeah, the Choco Island track.
Yeah. Like those Easter egg tracks are more complex than this track.
Island or Vanilla Ice.
Exactly. But this track is in the game, and those tracks aren't. It makes, in my opinion, this is one of those things where I'm confidently saying, like, I don't know, I would not agree with anyone. I would not like. This is one of the things I'm not willing to change my mind on. Like, if some people may be able to give me a good, like, I don't know, a good point on Mario Bros. Circuit, or like even, but like for this one, I'm not conceding on. Why is Koopa Troopa Beach in this game? So we got Fairway Oasis. This one's forgettable. It's a good track, but I forgot this was in the. I didn't forget this was in the game, but like, it's not something I think about too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of just
very simple track layout.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would say this one's like a C. I mean, it's cool to have animals, roaming, like zebras, elephants, giraffes, but it's definitely a forgettable track, 100%.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about that track, in my opinion. It's there's a cool waterfall in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I remember, really. Okay, I wonder how many, so the next one is Peach Stadium, but there's multiple versions of Peach Stadium. I think there's only one here.
Yeah, there's only one version
of Peach Stadium.
Yeah. No, there's two. There's one in the Special Cup as well.
The Special Cup one sucks. I would rate that an F tier, but that's not in here. Yeah. They don't have the Special Cup one here. So we're just gonna rate, I think, the normal one. The normal one where you go up and around. I think it's I like there's nothing much to it.
Yeah, it's more of the same. I honestly, I would rank it like, yeah, I'd probably say it's I or it's a C, because honestly, there's not really a whole lot you could do when playing these tracks, you know.
Yeah.
It's only that ending section when you're like actually getting up into like the stadium area where like, what is it called, like the
rails. There's one cool section, the big turn where you can, if you take the shortcut where you go left, I think it's near the middle of the track. If you go, I don't know how to describe it too well, but you can go up on those rails and go above the track and hit those rails that like go inward during that downward spiral. That's like the only notable shortcut I know, but even that shortcut is a bit slower than like, I think it's slower than going the normal route.
Okay.
So it's pretty like, I think it's just one of those tracks where just like, okay, they just put it in to put it in. One of those generic tracks, like we have to have a Peach Stadium track.
Yeah, yeah.
So they just made this. So I think it's to see.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a C.
Yeah, Peach Beach. This guy got a gigantic glow up. You know, since you're an Unk, you probably remember the old Peach Beach movie.
Oh
right?
yeah, bro. The GameCube days, bro. It's crazy. This track again is a very aesthetically pleasing looking track. But if you were to ask me, it's just a track, I would say. You know, I wouldn't say why is it a track, because I think it's a good track to have, like for variety's sake, like, you know, Peach Beach on a beach, you know, in a little beach section area of the game. But it's just you really going in just 3 giant loops. You know, you got the loop, the straightaway, and then you go left, and then that left takes you on another straightaway where you're gliding down, and then you're in the water, and then you get out of the water, and then you're getting back on. There's literally no way you could do anything different that could help you excel above your opponents. You're just pretty much at the mercy of items at this point, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean, where like this track is just like,
it's just loops.
It's very simple, it just loops.
Yeah.
But I thought, dude, to be honest, I thought this was gonna be like an A rank. I think when I play this track, I'm just like, yo, this track is hype.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, there's not much to it.
There's not much to it. It's a visually appealing looking track, but you know, I would say like the way I'm looking at it is I'm looking at it from all the angles, you know, because it's obviously biased to me, like nostalgia, the visual appeal, and then just the way the track plays. So visual appeal, it's got that for it. Nostalgia, it's got that for it. But even on the GameCube, and I think it was also on Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 7, I believe. I don't remember if it was on Mario Kart 7. I think it was in one of the handhelds. But anyways, it's just not a crazy track, you know what I'm saying? There's not a whole lot going on for it.
Yeah, I think I just really like the city section. The city section is kind of sick, but I see what you mean. I'll put it at it's I. How about that? Is that it's good?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Salty Speedway. This track I really like. I don't think it's it's one of those things where you know it's objectively not perfect, but you just like it a lot. I like some of the shortcuts you can do on this track. But if you disregard those shortcuts, this track is very, how do you say, it's very like weird. And that's there's this one gigantic water section towards the end where I'm just like, it's boring. But going down that gigantic like water slide, that river that goes throughout the city, I think it's kind of fun. But the shortcuts you can do, it's like another one of those like, okay, a bunch of monkeys are jumping around like crazy.
Yeah,
people
I only know like 2 off the top
everywhere.
of my head in this track.
I know one where you, in the beginning of the track, you just immediately jump up on the wall grind.
Yeah, that left. One. And
it's like you can do some crazy stuff. So I know some pretty cool shortcuts on this track. So that's why I put it at a fire personally. But like if you remove those shortcuts, and a lot of people don't do those shortcuts because I think it's technically slower. Sometimes, depending on which one you take, there's not really. It's like a generic like going through the city town track. There's a lot of town tracks. That's something I noticed about this game. Is there too many? Like, I think there is too many. Like, go through this town track. Maybe not that many, but there is a couple.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, actually, there's a ton. There's a ton. Actually, never mind. There's a ton.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Where would you put this?
I would say it's I. You know.
It's I. Okay. I'll put it at I. I'll put it at I. Oh my god, bro. I'm just looking at this right now. People get pissed off, but you know I like it. Yo, bro, if you're pissed off, leave the comments, bro.
Yo, it's all good. It's all good, man. You know, y'all can feel free to rank it your way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I'm ready to fight. I can throw hands. Okay. I
Dino Jungle,
okay.
bro. Dino Jungle, I think is a goated track. I think Dino Jungle had a massive glow up. Has a lot of crazy shortcuts. It's a very nice looking track. I mean, hell, you could ride on dinosaurs, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's an incredible track. It's a very, very fun track to play. You're not limited by water. There's really no just straightaways. You know, it has a lot of shortcuts. You know, so
Yeah, I think this track is pretty cool too, aesthetically as well. Like you just, I really like the section where you go inside the research lab. That whenever I go in there, it's kind of sick. And also like the track, it's like the dinosaurs you can trick off of.
yeah, exactly.
And there's multiple paths, and then that little area where you can cross, like go across the gigantic like grass section.
Yeah.
And it's like a T-Rex that can just like destroy you in the middle of that. I think it's like in general it's super cool.
Exactly.
Super cool track to be honest. I agree. It's S. Okay, Great Question Block Ruins. I think this is also an S.
Yeah,
There's some crazy.
I definitely rate
there's
this
some
as a goated track.
Yeah, there's not. I think it's just unanimously just like not much to say about this because it's. I think it's a perfect track. It's like the shortcuts on this is insane.
Yeah.
Like especially the ones that are. I don't think are the high skill ones are insanely fun to pull off.
Oh yeah,
and
they're very rewarding, and they're actually
Yeah.
not that hard to do once you've like practiced how to do them. Like it's really not
Yeah.
that crazy, but bro, don't you feel so good getting them done? And also
Facts.
from the
Yeah.
jump, like from the jump, there you could pull off just some insane like strats. Like you know, once you get into the Great Question block, you could take that little grass area that takes you onto a rail that then allows you to jump from that rail to the other rail, and then you're just rail grinding all the way to the section where you're about to jump off.
I think the vibe of it is also like one of the best vibes. Like you're in the sky.
Yes.
It gives me Tears of the Kingdom vibe. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And I love Tears of the Kingdom, so I think it's gonna be an S. I think the rest of these tracks are just higher quality in general. Like I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah.
I think I don't know why, but it's just, I guess that's how they made the tracks. But Cheep Falls, I love Japanese style tracks. I recognize this track isn't an S, but I do think that this track has a lot going for it, especially in the beginning. It has some pretty cool like twists and turns you gotta do. Going in the water section, there is a very, very insane shortcut. It's not a sweaty shortcut, but it's a high school shortcut where you have, if you want to avoid the water, you can, but it's like insane to pull off. And once you pull it off, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy shortcut you can do. I don't know how to do it, but I've seen people do it. But I put it at the fire tier. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I Cheep Falls is a good track. I just never was really a big fan of that one water segment where the Cheep are coming out the water. I always hated that specific part of the track. Other than that, I really did enjoy the track, but anytime I'd get to that segment, I'm like, I hate this, you know, just slowing down. I feel like the momentum of the speed and everything just kind of gets robbed in that little section of the track. But I mean, I would definitely rank it as a fire track. That's just like my little quirk. Other than that, it's like you said, it has very nice Japanese aesthetics, you know, and it's just overall a nice vibe too.
Yeah. Low key, bro, I think you just reminded me of that one section. I'm not gonna lie. I think it might be, it's aight.
Side?
But it might be fire. It might be fire. What would you put it personally? In your heart?
Bro, it's weird. I'm conflicted. I'm like I said,
conflicted too.
when I
That one
play
section
the
pisses me
track,
off.
I'm always like, I like
about
this
it.
track. But then when I get to that section, I'm just like, man.
You can, you're always hitting a wall in that section. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, you just lose a lot of momentum in that water section when you gotta like take that turn, and it's just it's.
Yeah. I think it's aight.
All right, go ahead.
I think that. What do you think?
Go ahead. Put it as aight, bro.
It's aight. Yeah. That one section. Now that I think about it, it is super annoying to deal with. But the next track is Dinine Depths. I think this track is. It's one of those tracks where it's like it's not too complicated, but there's some insane things in this track where I just love. For example, just first, the beginning of the track, when you're super high in the sky, not super high in the sky, but you're elevated, right?
Yeah.
You're going through these crazy turns, you can do all these tricks, but then you're just like dumped down into this like gorgeous like cave.
Yes.
And then you get launched back up. I think this track takes you through like a roller coaster. I personally liked it. I think it might be an S, if not fire.
Yes.
But what do you think?
I honestly, I would say it's a fire track for sure.
Yeah, I put it at fire as well. So yeah, but this track, I think it's like the cave section is amazing. So yeah, not much to say about the track, but I think Boo Cinema, this is one track where I think it's too simple. It's aesthetically, I think aesthetically it's an S tier, but the track layout is just like, what the it's like there's nothing to it. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whenever I play it, I'm just like, yeah, this is just a couple turns, nothing too complicated. They could have made this like super insane. Like I remember like Luigi's Mansion in Mario Kart DS, like something like that they could have done, but I think they played it too safe, kept it too simple.
Yeah, I definitely think the same thing. I think it's a very aesthetically pleasing track. It's one of those tracks that when you first start playing it, like when you play it for the first time, you're just like mind blown because you don't know like what's happening, and you're going, you know, inside the theater, and then you got all these boos, and then you're driving on film, and then, you know, the cinema becomes like 4D where like, you know, the boos are coming out at you. It's a very, very aesthetically pleasing looking track, but it's definitely not a track that has a lot going on for it other than just like, I feel just like the vibes of it, you know. Just
some people might say like, oh, if it's aesthetically pleasing, it's like
you gotta take the other things into consideration.
We're combining everything, brothers. Doesn't matter if it's aesthetically pleasing. If it's not a good track, it's not a good track. I said it here. Whatever I say is freaking facts.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I put it at it's I or A.
Yeah.
Which one you would put?
I'd put it. I'd put it as. I would put it. It's. I'd put it as. It's I.
It's I. Yeah, I agree. Man, people are gonna hate us, but I don't care. Okay, this one I think it's an S. Dry Bones Burnout.
Yeah.
I think it's just crazy track. I think it's an S. Like, there's so many shortcuts. This track is just wild to drive through.
100%.
Like you're in it, it's chaotic.
100%.
So many cool sections. 8 sections. There's a lot of different sections. Each section is different. There's some pretty sick shortcuts that are not easy to find, but once you find them, you just rail grind in some crazy section. You can go super high up and no one really knows where you came from. It's like one of those monkey tracks. I don't know why I call them monkey tracks, but it's one of those monkey tracks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Got people flying around, slamming you from above, on pause. But I think it's an S tier track.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually really like Dry Bones Burnout for sure.
We're almost done here. We got a couple 8 tracks left. Mumu Meadows, I think this fell off hard. I think Mario Kart 8, they did nothing. They did nothing to this track. From Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they did absolutely nothing to this track, except make it look worse. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's track looked better. But they made it
for Mumu Meadows.
Remember Mumu Meadows? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. It looks. I could agree with you that it kind of did get a downgrade when it came to like its overall aesthetics. You know, Mario Kart 8 arguably looks better in some aspects, but there's really nothing crazy about this track. It's interesting, you know, to see like all the surrounding areas and the farm and whatnot, especially because, you know, the free roam mode and being able to like take intermission tracks to Mumu Meadows. But overall, it's not really. I'll rank it a C, to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a C. I wouldn't say why this track is here, but I do think that A got a downgrade, and like,
yeah,
I can see an argument where I could be F, but I don't want to get hated on too much, so I'm gonna leave it at C.
Yeah.
This track is good. This track is good for the most part, but there's nothing really much to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, Coco Mountain. Or Choco Mountain. How did they pronounce it? It doesn't matter. This track is ass.
Bro, I agree. That is why is it a track? I would never see this track and say, yo, I want to play Choco Mountain, bro. We put that as why is it even a track? Honestly, you know, and now that we're talking about Choco Mountain, like, who wants to play Toad's Factory 2? Like, what is this, bro? Choco Mountain and Toad's Factory, we got like 2 of the lamest tracks back to back.
Yo, people love Toad's Factory. Unpopular opinion.
Bro,
this track is boring as hell, bro. This track is so
boring. Who wants to drive in mud? Who want like what are we, construction workers, bro? Like,
if you like conveyor belt so much, go to the damn airport, bro.
Exactly.
You can get on, bro. God damn, bro.
Get these 2 tracks out of here, bro.
Again, Mario Kart World. It's so many tracks where just like you got a whole just like library of this Mario Kart track history. They choose a bunch of this garbage. What the fudge is this, bro?
Like, literally.
What is this, bro? Like, why are these here? I digress. Bowser's Castle. I think this is there's some insane shortcuts in this track.
Bro.
It's a bit sweaty.
Yeah.
It's a bit sweaty.
Bowser's Castle is one of those tracks
there's
that
been
I
better.
practiced some of the shortcuts on, the beginning ones where you take the wall, get on the rail, and then from the rail hit the wall, and then you get that big chunk of that you could just skip over, that whole like huge section. I think Bowser's Castle has definitely one of the, I would say it's an S tier track for sure, because it has a lot going on for it. I mean, bro, when you think about it, like when you're playing this in intermissions, you're literally flying into Bowser's Castle. You know, you're going, you know, from the ground all the way up. It's like a castle that is like located in the air, in the sense that like you're racing in that air section of the castle. Definitely has a lot going on for it, with like the fireballs, you know, coming at you towards like the end of the track, and being able to like skip over those fire segments as well. I think it's the best Bowser's Castle in any Mario Kart game, period.
I do agree it's an S rank. I think it barely reaches S rank. But I disagree in the fact that I think there's been a lot better Bowser's Castles. I think Bowser Castle has been generally like S rank tracks in general throughout Mario Kart, like the franchise. Yeah. But I think this is like one of the not one of the weakest, but like I think of like Mario Kart, Bowser Castle and Mario Kart DS, or Bowser's Castle and Mario Kart 8 on Mario Kart Wii. Those Bowser Castles were like magnum opuses. This is a bit simpler, but it's still really good. But I think there's been a lot better Bowser Castles. But surrounding area is sick. If we're talking free roam, it's sick.
Bro, actually, now that I think about it, bro, Bowser's Castle, it also does have that section where you do like fly upwards into it, where you're going up like, bro, this Bowser Castle is sick, bro. I don't know what you want, man. Like, you can't, I would say Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart Wii. Bro, none of these Bowser's Castle compare. This hands down has to be the best one, bro. You got to play them all side by side and be like, yeah, this one's the best.
I guess so. I'll give it. I'll concede. I'll concede to some extent. But we got Acorn Heights. I think it's an S tier track.
Acorn Heights? I love Acorn Heights for the vibe.
Me too, bro. I think the vibes are immaculate. The track itself is very fun.
Yeah.
There's a very insane skill ceiling.
Oh, yeah. This track definitely, I would say, is an S tier track. It's definitely not only visually one of the best looking tracks, but there is a lot going on for it too, you know? Lots of different routes.
Yeah.
I also do love how, like, wide the roads are too, so it doesn't feel like everybody just crammed trying to, like, you know, slither past each other. Like, there's a lot going on, you know, lots of different, you know, things that people could do that doesn't necessarily like force everybody to just try to take the same exact route and shortcut. But yeah, I would definitely rank it an S tier.
Yeah, the leaf section is pretty sick too.
Yeah.
That leaf where people are above and you're below. It's like kind of cool. It's like one of those monkey tracks.
Exactly.
I gotta come up with another phrase. I'm not gonna lie. Mario Circuit. So this Mario Circuit, when you're playing it, the 3-lap track, it's like a bunch of Mario circuits combined.
Yeah.
So I think it's very good. I don't think it's an S tier. I just think it's fine.
No, when you're playing it as a 3-lap track, what do you mean a bunch of Mario circuits combined?
So when you're playing it as a 3-lap track, if you're playing it in versus mode, it takes you through a bunch of different Mario circuits, but as one gigantic lap. Does that make sense?
Got you. Yeah. Cause I just
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's just it's like a, I would say like it's like a you know, like a C rank. Yeah, I'd say a C rank.
But the thing is, I like the track because it's like aesthetically, it's garbage. I think it's inarguable. I mean, like some people will argue, it's like, oh, but the aesthetic of the original Mario Kart, I don't care. I did not grow up with that. Don't care. I think aesthetically it's like mid, but I think the layout of the tracks is complicated, where it keeps it exciting. So I'd see why you'd say in I'd see why you put it in C. Lol. But I'll say, what if we put it in B?
You know, actually, no, I agree with you. I think now that I think about it a little more, I would say aesthetically, this Mario circuit is probably the best Mario circuit out of all the Mario circuits when you're talking about old school Mario circuits, because I feel like this is, like you said, it's like a fusion of multiple different Mario circuits combined into one. And the shortcuts in this track, I feel like they're pretty simple and easy, that a lot of people could get down by it. So it's definitely a
I think it's a B rank.
It's a B rank.
It's a B rank?
Yeah.
B rank, yeah. I think it's a B rank. But that leaves us with the final one, Rainbow Road. When this Rainbow Road first came out, a lot of people didn't like it for some reason.
Yeah.
They said it's very simple. I can see why people say that. Like, it's extremely simple. Aesthetically, this is like the best Mario Kart track in history, I think. Like, the stuff you go through in this track is like, it's unspeakable. But this track is pretty easy and pretty simple.
Yeah.
I'll concede to that, but I think that's the point. Like, when I think back on like a lot of Mario Kart 8 deluxes,
Rainbow
like,
Road.
Mario Kart, Rainbow Road and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was criticized for being a bit too complicated.
Yeah, it was really hard, especially on 200 cc's. You didn't have rails. You were easily able to fly off the side of the thing, just turboing, you know. So it's very, very difficult track. Even till today, I always thought it was like one of the most difficult tracks, if not the most difficult Mario Kart track, period, in the history of Mario Kart.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think since this is a correction for Mario Kart 8, because I don't know, sometimes Nintendo fans don't know what they want. But like, they'll say, oh, we don't want this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Rainbow Road, it's too difficult.
Yeah.
Then they'll correct it, and then Nintendo fans will complain anyway again.
Yeah.
I think this track is an S tier. Just because like it's a super long track, aesthetically amazing.
Yeah.
Magnum opus track. You both have you noticed, like, in the end you look over the entire Mario Kart World map, you can see every track.
Yeah. No. So I agree. I think that I would rate this as a fire track. The reason I say fire track is because although, you know, it is the most beautiful Rainbow Road we have, I feel like sometimes less is more, and I feel like this is one of those tracks that doesn't practice this, because it's a very long track, and if you look at it, it's kind of like a fusion of like 3 different Rainbow Roads all fused into one. When you get that train section vibe, that I feel like is like Mario Kart 64 remake Rainbow Road and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then you got the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Rainbow Road section with the thwomps, and you kind of have like the track kind of, I don't want to say like it flips you upside down and whatnot, but it definitely gives you like that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe vibe. And then the very end of the track, you know, it's not like there's a lot going on for it other than it just being a long, visually appealing track, you know.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. I can see like where the point can be made that this is more like a tour.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, like at the end you also see all of Mario Kart World, and you can see all of the tracks. So it's like meant to be kind of just like a reward, you know, a visual reward for getting to the end of the game and unlocking Rainbow Road, you know. That's how I see it. But it's not one of those tracks that I think has like a lot of like high skill level on it that people are going to be like doing. I mean, there are some, like I've seen people literally wall grinding or wall driving on the side of the Rainbow Road track.
That's sweaty as hell. I've seen that too. That's so
but it's
sweaty.
like,
no one's doing that. You don't need to do.
Yeah,
no one needs to do
exactly. Most laymen are not gonna be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be just driving on the road like normal people. You know?
Yeah,
so.
it is a tour. I think for consistency's sake, I would put this in a B then, maybe, because you're reminding me of the track more. It's like it really is as if you were on rails.
Yeah.
You could probably turn on auto steer and auto drive, and then you'll get the same experience.
I would say it's an incredible track because it's a long track too.
Yeah,
you know?
True. Yeah, I think it being so long and so like varied.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep it at fire. I think
so I would say it's an A for sure. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's all the tracks we have. But I think I'm satisfied with this tier list. Are you?
Honestly, yeah. Looking at it, I'm actually pretty satisfied with it. I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a couple guys' opinions. You know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome to agree to disagree. You know,
100%.
Beg to differ. It's all good. It's not the end of the world. I mean,
Maybe
now that I look at it, I kind of feel like I think like we probably were a little harsh on Salty Speedway and Cheep Falls, because we really both did like those tracks. We just came up with a couple things that I would honestly put those 2 tracks in the fire, because they are honestly really fire tracks. They're definitely not like equal to Wario Shipyard and whatnot. If anything, too, I would probably move Whistle Stop Summit into a fire track too. I feel like that.
Really?
Yeah, Whistle Stop Summit is a good track, bro. Like,
I think this track sucks. Right now, actually, I'm joking. I see what you mean with this track. I would move it up maybe. but I think it barely moves up. I mean, depends on the day, I guess.
It's a fire track because of the amount of stuff it has going on for it, bro. Like, you could literally play this track and not really drive on the roads. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to practice it, like you gave Shy Guy Bazaar a goated rank, and your argument for that was that there's so much happening, and you called it like the monkey track. That's what you could say about this track too. Like, honest to God, Whistle Stop Summit is exactly like that, where if you know how to play, you'll probably be super good at this track, you know. And there you guys have it, our Mario Kart World tier list. We're gonna be doing tier lists like this for other Nintendo stuff, like 3D Mario games, 2D Mario games, Mario bosses, maybe just best games we've played in 2024, 2025. But let us know what you guys would rank these tracks. If you agree, you disagree, we'd love to know. And thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.